Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at right now is one that I'm actually still getting to know. They've just been with us a couple of months, but this is Travel or Bust, and they are going to bring us travel of all kinds, including cruising. So I've only been able to watch a limited number of videos from these creators, and the last couple that I've watched had to do with a cruise on Celebrity Cruise Lines. They were taking us through the dining experience, as well as their thorough opinions of some of the other aspects of the cruises. And then as well, they recently were in Las Vegas and gave us a couple of room tours over there and a walk around the strip. So that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to much more. I'm sure you will be too. We've had an influx of travel and cruising channels over the last 6 to 8 or 9 months here in Tuber Chat, and it's great to see that travel's opened up and we're getting a lot more of this content. So Travel or Bust now has crossed their 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 1,100 that they're thinking about. I'm going to look at the shorts for a second on the channel and see what they're doing here. We see that these have started to get into 1,400 and 1,800 views, one of them over 4,000. Which is great to see, and those will likely continue as they continue to post. A few live streams here a few months ago. We'll see if they're going to keep up with those, and I see they've got a newer video just from a few days ago. I'm going to put that into a special playlist that I have that helps me keep caught up with creators. We lovingly call that our catch-up list. So I've got that video in there. Now, this is our featured channel of the day, and we feature a different creator every single day based on impact and generosity that I've seen within the community. We do that across all of our social networks, including Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and on the thumbnails of our videos, as you have seen. We do that so that you can literally meet hundreds of loyal and dedicated supporters, even when we're not live streaming. So, thank you everybody for coming in. Another side note, Travel or Bust happens to be a silver member, so we see their channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream. And hopefully everybody will connect with them right now, and like I said, push them towards the 1,100 subscribers that they're thinking about. Thanks for everybody coming in. This is an uncommon hour. We usually don't do streams quite so late. It's a bit of a holiday weekend here in Canada. We celebrated Canada Day yesterday, which commemorates the birth of our country officially from 1867. Lots of celebrations, lots of fireworks, lots of festivals, and things like that. And I had a bit of a full weekend, but I appreciate everybody coming in late. We've got a few Canadians with us. Kristen Welton's in the house. Scratch and PPA is here. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures, as well as just Jason Keto, who's getting onto the wheel right now. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and after a long period of time today, usually about 2 hours or so, I will start to add names to the wheel from our chat list because it is open to everyone. The Newmans Maniac's in the house, another fellow Canadian as well. And I know that July 4th is coming up on Tuesday, so all of our American friends have another celebration coming up as well, which is really, really cool. Everybody has an audience, basically, that comprises viewers from around the world, which is a very cool aspect of our YouTube journey. And so Scratch and PPA and Michael's Adventures are in the pole position and second position on the Wheel of Doom, as they always are. They are beloved and dedicated moderators, two of the most supportive creators that I have met in my 6 years on YouTube. The Stock Explorer is incredibly supportive as well, and has been a member and a moderator for quite some time. Kristen Welton, my love, of course, is a member and a moderator. And then All That Fluff and Stuff from Australia, along with Come Hither with Heather, also from Australia, is here. Just bored on a Wednesday, was early in the doors. Woman Outdoors is here from Erie, Pennsylvania. And hopefully I won't miss any of our members in the chat, but I will take a scan through the chat in a moment to make sure. Black Guns and Gardens is here. Coffee Walks and Whatever is in the house. Phase Yoda King, Naruto Luffy Goku is here. Foxy's Friends is a longtime friend. King Morgan also, and Official 1SP is a longtime friend as well. Paul's Green Space, good to see you in the house. Rudy, oh, pardon me. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. If I say Rudy Iraheta with Rudy Iraheta with autism is in the house, and please correct me if I'm wrong about the name. Rushing Wind Mountain is here. Sister Winnie follows all of my channels and never forgets to give that thumbs up. So thank you for being here. She will motivate us and inspire us in a spiritual way, of course. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. And if I've missed something in the chat that you've mentioned up until now, what I'll ask from you is to just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then, again, we're looking at travel or bust. So this is not just a cruising channel, but also travel. Like I said, I've only been through a few videos on this channel so far, but I have been able to see their thorough opinion of the dining experiences on a celebrity cruise ship, both in the general dining area and program. And for those of you who aren't following a lot of cruising channels yet or haven't been on many cruises, the idea is when you look at the size of some of these things, how on earth do they feed everybody? You can't all just sit at a kitchen table together. So there's a lot of different restaurants. There's a lot of different dining rooms. Sometimes they have times, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, things like that. Travel or Bust is going to help us make sense of those things and give their review of some of the dining experiences along the way. Again, they were also in Las Vegas and brought us around there as well. Another fellow Canadians in the house, Canadian Family Life from New Brunswick. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And Professional Paranormal Research also happens to be a member. So like I said, we always add members onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, but I will add some more names to the wheel from our chat list after a long period of time. It's usually an hour and a half to at least 2 hours, but we expect to be here for anywhere from 2.5 hours to 3 hours. Lots of opportunity to get lots of channels on the screen, and of course we will get through as many as possible, as we always do. So let's spin the wheel and we'll get our first channel ready to go for today. And if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other, by the way, for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. And if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Professional Paranormal Research comes to us from the paranormal genre and category of channels. Here we usually see paranormal investigations and explorations of abandoned locations as well. I just noticed that Day One Adventures is coming in. I'm just going to get them onto the wheel quickly. And when we look at Professional Paranormal Research, I'm just going to dig through their videos in order. I see I've fallen behind by a couple. They've posted yesterday and a couple either between yesterday and today. I'm just going to take the latest video and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to get caught up with them a little bit. One of the things that Professional Paranormal Research does that's unique out of the paranormal channels that I've witnessed over the last 3 years is that they want to remind us afterwards to clear the mind after witnessing or viewing or experiencing a paranormal investigation. And I think that's a really cool aspect, something that could be easily forgotten. And I've been lucky enough to have been on a couple of paranormal investigations with a couple of other creators myself, but Professional Paranormal Research is bringing us quite a bit of content, as we can see. They've just barely started with shorts. We'll see if they're going to continue that as well. They've got over 2,400 views on the first one. I've got notifications on for a couple of live streams that are coming up. One of them is tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to catch that. And hopefully everybody will connect with them. They're at 1,900 subscribers, officially on the road to 2K. We always say you're officially on a road when you get to a 100 milestone. So since they've crossed 1,900, we know that they're close to 2K. They're going to have it any time now. And they are also generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen in a moment. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. If anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Sometimes you get into a premiere live stream, you get captivated by the conversation or the content, and forget that thumbs up for a moment. That's why we remind each other so often. And Day One Adventures is up here right now. They bring us a bit of travel, along with other events, movies, food, and other reviews. Hopefully everybody will connect with them. Another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They got 716 subscribers right now, and we'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 800 that they're thinking of. We can see they're very active on the other social networks as well. Things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and this and that can bring in some extra traffic to your channels and your videos, of course. Let's look at how their shorts are doing right now. When I click over on the popular tab, we see that many of these are approaching 2,000. One has crossed the 2,000 mark, and one over 3,100 views, which is really cool. Let's look at their live streams. We'll see if they're going to do any more of these. They did one just a month ago, and videos are frequent, but they've got a premiere coming up, and that's going to be on July 4th. So I'm going to take their premiere and set my notification for that. We're setting notifications for everything that we see, whether they're live streams or premieres, regardless of the start time, and that's in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other. So I notice right now Woman Outdoors is coming in with some over-the-top generosity and gifting a membership, and that's something that's been happening frequently here, for which I'm of course grateful. I know Paul's Green Space will be happy to have received that gifted membership. We never get to choose who gets that. YouTube selects out of activity in the channels or chats. But Woman Outdoors has done that kind of thing before. An extremely generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Now, I'm going to put her channel up on the screen next, because we're treating those gifted memberships like Super Chats these days. So we'll look at her channel in a moment from Erie, Pennsylvania, and we'll see Paul's Green Space, which is another previously featured channel, soon. And we'll talk about the 30-plus things that they grow and share that homesteading and gardening knowledge with us, if that makes sense. So Day One Adventures, again, 716 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them towards the 800 they're thinking about. Cooking with Miss Brown, good to see you in the house. That's another long time friend with a couple of channels, actually. I think she's been with us about 2.5 years. It could be even longer. I spun the wheel by accident there, but what we'll do is we'll put Woman Outdoors up onto the screen right now and see what she's got going on. Again, I said this is from the Erie, Pennsylvania area, and Canadian Family Life will be up next. If anybody has the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a couple more people into Tuber Chat right now, and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther, both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay, because of the engagement signal sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Now, Woman Outdoors just gifted a membership, so we put that channel up right away. And what we see is that she's working on 1,300 subscribers. I can remember very clearly when she was working on numbers like 700 and 800. So it's great to see her growing so rapidly. I'm just going to interrupt the content for a second and get Canadian Family Life ready to go, because I accidentally spun the wheel already. So Tiffany will be coming up next. It's not as long of a wait as it was the last couple of streams. I know she knows what it's like to wait a long while. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel, and Homestead in the Wood with D is also going to be added, and we'll get back to spinning shortly. And then we'll talk about Woman Outdoors content. It's interesting because she does a lot of outdoor camping, hiking, gardening, stories to be told, product reviews now. She's actually going to be adding some more content, so we'll keep an eye on the channel and see what exciting things she has coming up. But what I found compelling about this channel more than anything else over all this time is the fact that she happens to share weather with me. I split my time between Niagara Falls and Toronto in Ontario, Canada, and she's only a couple of hours away. And that means that we get to see on her channel all 4 seasons. That means the extreme cold, the extreme heat, the sun, the wind, the rain, everything in between. I see that she's got a couple of new videos. One of them's quite long. I'm going to put this one into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with her. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is dropping a super chat on us as well. So thank you for that extra generous support. Susan has done that countless times. For that reason, we're going to look at her channel next. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. And pardon me again for interrupting the content. Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network is here, a longtime friend. They bring us 2 different types of content now on their channel. We'll look at that soon enough. I've got them on the wheel. Emotions in the house as a moderator and a gold member, so we get to see that channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream. And their link is dropped by Nightbot every 30 minutes or so, as we will see. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. Now, when we look at Woman Outdoors, we see also that she's bringing a lot of shorts videos, and these have started to move into well over 2,000 views. One of them over 2,700, which is great to see. Live streams are occasional. Seems that she plans to do these about once a week. We'll keep an eye on the channel, see if they're going to continue at that frequency. But she did let me know that she's going to be changing up some of the content, which is really cool. And anybody can reach out anytime. I've been lucky to have many conversations with Woman Outdoors on Instagram. And it's always Tuber Chat. You can find it on most social networks, but I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, and Twitter some of the time as well. Carlene Geisha Affirmations, another longtime friend. Good to see you here. And Woman Outdoors is doing, like I said, some product reviews as well, which is really cool. We see some shout out videos here and happy mail videos and things like that, which is cool to include in amongst the otherwise outdoor content. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with her. We'd love to push her towards the 1,300 that she's thinking about. And thank you again for that gifted membership. Paul's Green Space picked that up. I put them on the wheel right away. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch is coming up because Susan, the host of this channel, dropped a super chat. So thank you again, Woman Outdoors. Thank you, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, for your extra generosity. I really do appreciate it, of course. Absolutely unnecessary. And then TCG fam, good to see you in the house. Yes, happy 4th of July to all our American friends. Butter Roll Boutique is also in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. And Trish The Natural has been added to the wheel as well. When we look at the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, we see another channel that comes to us from the homesteading, farming, and ranching community of channels. Now, the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch brings a lot of different content. I see that they've got some new videos actually from the last few days. I'm going to put one of these in my catch-up list. They bring us an acre and a half of homesteading goodness, including gardening, canning, arts and crafts, devotionals, thrifty fun, small channel shoutouts, and much more. And we'll look at the shorts videos on this channel because we see that she's getting close to 800 views here. She'll likely cross 1,000 soon enough. This always increases as people post more and more shorts. Some of these start to really fly. We see high view numbers on shorts in comparison to regular videos. A lot of the time they can be great for audience building, especially if the content complements the rest of what you've got on your channel. But we see a lot of creators bringing variety in shorts, and that can draw in subscribers also. So we also see live streams, and I've been lucky enough to catch many of these. Susan is a very dynamic host. She brings a few different elements into her live streams. First of all, devotionals. She will inspire us in a spiritual way. Lots of newsworthy content. So we have a platform where we're able to discuss different topics. And it's interesting because, you know, I try to visit as many channels as I can all the time, whether it's, you know, every week, every day, every month, however you want to look at it. I'm constantly trying to support creators Many of you have seen me on your channels coming in, saying hello, hanging out in live streams and premieres and things like that. The Hillbilly Chicken Ranch has something going on there where I find myself compelled to participate in the chats, and I think that that is just great because, like I said, they give us a platform to talk about a lot of otherwise polarizing content sometimes, just newsworthy stuff, but she stays on top of what's going on in the world and gives us a chance to talk about it. And then she'll also bring on StreamYard panelists as well to enhance or add to the content. Some of you know Alfonso will bring the music on this channel and inspire us in a spiritual way there as well. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting to the Hillbilly Chicken Ranch, and Susan again dropped a super chat, so we put that channel up right away. She's done that kind of thing countless times. I really do appreciate the extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, of course, but very much appreciated. And I'm looking forward to the next time I can get into her live stream. I'm having a tough time these days because I think she does it on Wednesdays, and I work outdoors on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays whenever the weather is good. And but I'll be looking forward to the next one I can get into. In the meantime, I've got one of your videos to have a look at. This is interesting. Is this the one I took or no? I want to see this thing. I have a feeling that this product review, this same vacuum cleaner that she's got, it's a little mini vacuum cleaner, is something I saw, I think, a Facebook ad for the other day, and I just looked at it because I was like, it's really, really cool. Really small and able to get into some of the corners when I think about cleaning out my vehicle and things like that. I want to see what you had to say about that, and maybe even consider that for myself. Songbits Laura, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. I just spun the wheel. The Stock Explorer is coming up now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it. Excuse me, the next time around. Oh, pardon me, Scratch and Pete PA, my dear goodness, I'm so out of order now. Canadian Family Life, Tiffany, I'm so sorry. I meant to put your channel up. Oh, and because I mixed things up there, I don't know how he does it. I don't know how Scratch and Pete PA is able to keep better attention than I am while we're doing this. I can't tell you how many mistakes he catches, and I promise you I make as many as anybody or more. James Money 615, good to see you in the house. Thank you for that, Scratch and Pete PA. So Canadian Family Life will be up next for sure. And the Stock Explorer is up right now. They are here as a member and a moderator. And Nora behind this channel has done a wonderful job of building up a reputation as an incredibly supportive creator, but a lot of fun too. She's really expanded the content on her channel recently. Pardon me. She's expanded the content on the channel recently, but typically what she wants to do is bring us the stock markets and crypto markets in a level-headed and down-to-earth way. She does that through beginner tutorials, advanced topics, and everything in between, with video shorts and live streams. Now, when we look at the shorts on the channel, you get an idea of the expansion in variety on this channel. And this is what I'm talking about, where a lot of creators are putting a lot of variety in their shorts regardless of niche or category. The Stock Explorer has done a lot of this, but they bring a little bit of variety in their videos as well. When they get into live streams, there's almost always some stock or crypto talk of some sort. Nora's always keeping up with what's going on in both worlds, but there's a lot of friendly conversation here as well. StreamYard panelists sometimes come up. Nora does a great job of keeping up with the chat. It's a very vibrant, fast-paced, and high-energy chat because she's posted so frequently and built up such a reputation as a supporter, both in other people's chats, in premieres and live streams, and hopping in on other StreamYard panels as well. But there's so much friendly conversation here. As a matter of fact, I actually joined Nora a few months ago for a 2-hour discussion about YouTube, which was really thought out, and I appreciated that as well. When we look through the videos, we're going to see a bit of variety here, but it's interesting that this creator often has charts and graphs for us to see and product in hand, as a matter of fact. When we get to the bottom of the page, we'll notice Tropical Buzz is a second channel from the Stock Explorer, and this is where they seek to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some they intend on growing themselves. 235 subscribers right now, so we'd love to push this channel a little bit farther towards the 300 they're thinking about. Grinch 1984, parodies and originals, a long time friend. It's good to have you back in the chat. Thanks for coming in. And they are somebody who's been a friend of probably 2.5 years, maybe even getting closer to 3. Songbits Laura, yeah, no, I didn't put gel in my hair today. I don't know how many people in the world actually still use gel, but I often do. But the problem is, you can see my hairline is receding. My sister likes to remind me about that. But I use too much of that stuff. So I try not to do it every day, but because I had used it earlier today, I said, no, I'm not going to do it today again. Never twice in one day. So Coastal Water is also in the House, and the Bud Files is here. I've added them both onto the wheel. And we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Hugo Homestead, thanks for coming back in. I know you were here earlier before we started. And then thank you, everybody, for those thumbs up as well. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Canadian Family Life is up on the screen. That's Tiffany that we were talking about from New Brunswick. Forgive me, I was supposed to put this channel up already, but luckily we're all friends here, so I'm sure she'll be forgiving. Lil Red and Buddy Tracks is the second channel from TWT TV, longtime friends as well. And Laura's Yarn Talk, it's good to see you here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. When we look at Canadian Family Life, we see a creator from Canada that wants to help us save some money, especially when it comes to the idea of grocery shopping. She also does a lot of cooking videos as well. But one thing that Tiffany's already become known for in just a couple of short months is an incredible reputation for supporting others. So she does live streams where she's going to allow you to meet more friends and family members while you're hanging out and getting to know her. She's got some shorts videos here as well, and some of these have started to get into well over 1,000 views. We were live actually while this one that she had posted was climbing up to over 2,400 views, which is really cool, and I was happy to be able to witness that story. Then as well, she's got a brand new video. So here's another grow your own food type of tips and tricks video, and a plant update, she says. So I've got this in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to keep caught up with her. Playlists can be a great tool for that. And again, if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I think I saw Together We Travel come into the house, so thank you for being here. They're here with us just about every day. And Paul's Green Space picked up a gifted membership that was given by Woman Outdoors today, which is really cool. Paul's Green Space has been a member before and a recently featured channel. When we were looking at Paul's Green Space, we noticed that this creator has a special video showing us how they grow over 30 different types of edible plants and fruits and herbs and vegetables, along with other types of flowers, trees, and things. And it's interesting, the tips and tricks on this channel, because Paul's Green Space is going to help us along the journey, showing us what they grow, showing us what to do when something doesn't work out, when you're trying to grow something and you just can't get it to go no matter what it will do, how to replace it with something else, and how to remember not to plant two things that don't meld well together in the same area, because sometimes you can plant something, you plant something else beside it, and one of them takes over the whole garden. And it's really cool. So, you know, I'm learning from a lot of our friends who are bringing us homesteading, gardening, farming, ranching content, And Paul's Green Space is helping us with tips and tricks here. They've got a brand new video, how to grow a lemon tree, which is interesting. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me something to catch up with them with. And then when I look at the shorts videos, I see that these have started to get well over 5,000 views, one of them over 5,500. So hopefully everybody will connect with this creator, and we'd love to push them towards the 1,300 subscribers they're thinking about now. Khalid Delicious Food, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. They always have positive things to say. And Homestead in the Wood with D is just dropping a super chat on us. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated, of course. But for that reason, we're going to put that channel up on the screen right now. I also see that First Floor Audio is in the house from the UK. That's Lee, a talented music producer and performer. And I just want to mention again, if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Northside Hawk, good to see you in the house. They happen to be a member, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right away. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and then after a long period of time, I'll open it up and add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the next long period of time, probably another hour and a half or so. Dangerous Jobbers, good to see you in the house. Thanks for being here. And First Floor Audio, Lee's dropping a super chat on us as well. So we're going to look at that channel next. Thank you for the extra generosity. He's also done that countless times. And for the same reason, we're looking at Homestead in the Wood with D. Now, this is a creator who I'm getting to know as well. 715 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 800 that we know that they're thinking about. This channel is a drama-free place, we hope, yes, for everybody to come, relax, meet new friends, and maybe learn a little. They do things their own way, so it might be a little bit different from what we see. But this is where YouTube can be so great, because when we're looking at our subscriptions for content that we want to see, especially when it's something that we want to learn from, I imagine that most people are watching more than one of even the same video. Whenever I see a product review or like how to change a part on my vehicle or something like that, I usually watch 2 or 3 videos of the same type to get a good idea of different people's ideas, if that makes sense. And then as well, we notice that they're talking about gardening, canning, crafting, cooking, baking, and they have a love for old classic cars, like a lot of our Tuber Chat community have as well. Now I'm just going to take their latest mail call video. They're posting videos frequently, but I'm going to take the latest one, put that in a special playlist I have called Catch Up so I can get caught up with them. When we look at the shorts videos, they've got one of them here over 1,500. Which is great, and that will likely continue as they post more and more. And then live streams, they just did one actually not too long ago, one earlier today, and maybe this is something they're going to continue with. So we'll keep an eye on the channel. We always have notification bells on for everybody, of course. If anybody has the ability to share the stream right now, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther, both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signal sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And we're looking now at First Floor Audio. So thank you again, Homestead in the Wood with D. I really do appreciate that extra generosity. And the same, of course, for Lee. He's done this countless times. He comes to us from the UK where it's very, very late right now. I think it's beyond 3:30 in the morning, if I understand right. And First Floor Audio happens to be a talented producer and performer of music. When you look at the videos, you're going to be able to see all of their productions to be enjoyed individually. But when you get over to the live streams on this channel, there's one series here called Radio 1FA. And this is usually where he puts compilations together of all of his productions together. And then when we catch him in the other live streams, he might have a StreamYard panel going on, but almost in all cases, he's performing or producing producing and allowing us to interact and influence him while that's going on. Florida Claimers Ted, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Lisa J. Stocks happens to be a member. We're going to put her on the wheel, because we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And it's not uncommon to hop in on Lee's channel here, First Floor Audio, and find yourself being drawn in literally to the content. I've been in there a couple of different times where he's broken into an entire 3-minute tuber chat song right off the cuff, which is really, really cool. You'll often find him producing and also performing. And it's a diverse collection of different kinds of music when you get there. He's crossed 1,200 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push him towards the 1,300 that we know he's thinking about. Thank you again, Lee, my friend, for another super chat. I really do appreciate that. What we're going to do right now is spin the wheel, get the next channel ready to go. We're going to go on a break of about 3 minutes, and then when we come back, we're going to learn about natural hair care from Trish The Natural. Alright, we're back and we're about to talk about Trish The Natural. I notice a few more channels have come in. Nature Song, good to see you here. My Flock Is Everywhere and Don Yarndall have all come in, along with Ghostly Winds, who is a dear friend from Australia of almost 3 years. And who is responsible for the naming of my catch-up playlist, which I use to keep caught up with creators. Khalid Delicious Food, thank you, my dear friend, for the kind words. I really do appreciate that. Khalid Delicious Food always has nice things to say. They're a friend from Pakistan. I've been lucky enough to catch them on a few live streams as well. And let's see what is going on with Trish The Natural right now. They are bringing us natural hair care more than anything else, but they also talk about wigs and weaves and other beauty tips, tricks, and products that we might enjoy. When we look at Trish The Natural's channel, I can't help myself but always want to talk about the professional look. These bright, bold headshots make her recognizable, and she always has a professional look for her avatar banner and matching thumbnails. And one of the things that I think people will find most compelling here is that when I roll over these videos, you get an idea that exactly what is in the thumbnail is exactly what you're going to find from this obviously very dynamic host as well. Trish The Natural has been making appearances on other channels recently too, which is really cool. And she's working on 800 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther in that direction. And let's look at the shorts on the channel. We see that these have started to get into over 2,000 views, two of them over 2,100, which is great to see. Now, Trish The Natural, of course, is another incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, has been for a long time, and is here with us almost every day. Via Speaks Royally is also in the house, another incredibly engaging creator. They engage conversation everywhere they go, and you find vibrant conversation on their channel whenever you're there. Two Real Geeks is also in the house. Good to see you here. They're also in Florida, and they bring us a lot of content from the theme parks out there. I'm always good. Thanks for asking. Hopefully you are as well. If anybody in the house would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. The Bud Files is coming up right now. They're also here with us every day, and they seem to be everywhere every day. I run into them constantly when I'm trying to support other creators, and they are always engaging in the chat as well. Now, the Bud Files on their channel intend to be modern-day archaeologists. The idea, of course, is to uncover history and digitally preserve it in video. But they have actually expanded a lot of the content on the channel, and you'll see that as we go through some of their videos. They've got a premiere coming up for tomorrow. I'm going to set the notification for that right now. And then when we get to their About page, we're going to get more of a look at some of the things that they want to do. They take us to ghost towns, abandoned places, graveyards. We'll look at the shorts for a quick second here and see that some of these, with a lot of variety, have gotten into even over 5,000 views. One of them over 15,000. And then when we get into the live streams, you see more variety from these creators. I've caught them many times, but they might even be singing or dancing or playing a video game or giving us a review. So a lot of different varieties come in along with some of the abandoned locations that they bring us to as well, if that makes sense. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. They're close to 1,300 subscribers, so we'd love to get them even closer. Let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go onto the screen after a long period of time, probably another hour to hour and a half from now. I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation in the chat. The Newmans Maniac is coming up. We'll see what they've got going on. And they are another fellow Canadian. They've actually got a couple of interesting things going on, but this particular channel is going to talk to us about numismatic collectible coins and precious metals. The idea possibly even of silver stacking might come up here. And they bring us shorts, videos, and live streams as well. They've got a brand new video. This is a quick one, but I'm going to put it in my catch-up list anyway, which of course was named by our friend Ghostly Wins. And I'll look at the shorts videos here for a quick second. Wayne's World Unlimited from the UK, good to see you in the house, by the way. The Newmans Maniac has got many videos into the hundreds of views, one of them over over 1,500, which is great to see. And then live streams. It's been a while since I caught you, a couple months already. I didn't realize it had been that long. I'm hoping I can catch them again. We see Dave Collier camping. We see some familiar faces here in StreamYard panels. The Newmans Maniac's actually been with us several times. And one of the things that they do on their channel, besides talking about numismatic collectible coins, is they give us an introduction to another channel that they've got. They usually bring that out around the Christmas season, and they have an opportunity for us to receive messages specifically from Santa Claus, which I think is really, really cool. So the Newmans Maniac, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter and a fellow Canadian. So hopefully all our Canadian friends enjoyed their holiday yesterday, and we in most cases will have a civic holiday tomorrow as well, so a chance to either relax or rest, hopefully, for most of our Canadian friends. Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network is coming up right now. They've got a couple of different types of content on their channel. They are a really unique channel to us, and I'll explain why in a quick second here. When we look at the chat, I see that I'm just about to miss Ace Flaw 1, so I'm going to put him onto the wheel. He has been a friend of over 3.5 years. That's Andy, one of the first creators I was introduced to in the small YouTuber community that inspired the idea behind this channel because of the generosity that I saw between so many people willing to help each other. We're looking at Bayou Bengals Fantasy Network. This is a one-of-a-kind channel that was bringing us exclusively fantasy football. Now, I know we've got a few fantasy football followers or fans here in the Tuber Chat family, but this is a one-of-a-kind channel for us in that they bring us fantasy football exclusively. Now, I'm going to take their latest video. This is a long one. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list, and that will help me catch up with them. But I also see that they've got some shorts videos here, and these have started to get into over 1,000 views, which is cool. When we get into the live streams, we also see that this creator's recently expanded their content, and they've gotten into some video gameplay as well. So this is a new addition for this creator, but Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network's been with us for a long, long time. And hopefully we can push them a little bit farther towards the 600 they're thinking about. Thank you, Khalid. Delicious food. Thank you. And then, so when we look again at the chat, I noticed Two Real Geeks is just mentioning something, and I haven't mentioned this enough lately, but when you're going to channels to support them, meaning from here, we're following the instructions in our video descriptions always. That means starting a conversation with somebody here, letting them know you want to connect, heading to their channel, watching a video of at least 3 minutes long. Very important that the video is at least 3 minutes. Very important that we're watching from beginning to end. While we're watching, leaving a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of the video, and I recommend 3 or 4 sentences so that you're not saying the same kind of things as other people. When you say things that other people, hundreds of them, are probably saying too, you have a big chance of your comment getting held for review by the YouTube spam filter. It could get missed by the creator altogether, and you could lose your connection. So when you're visiting channels, it's not a good idea to say, hey, I'm here from Tuber Chat, because the truth is that doesn't matter. You just want to connect with the creator. They likely know where you're from. Tuber Chat is certainly not the only growth stream out there. There's lots of them, hundreds if not thousands. A lot of them are good. I've got friends that run some of them, and there's lots of places to meet friends and family members, including a lot of the creators here in our family as well will allow you to do that in premieres and live streams. And there you go. Yeah, see, so Two Real Geeks, yeah, they've been with us a long time. I think it's beyond 2.5 years, I think. Could be 3 years. They come in occasionally, but they're just mentioning, like, so they must have noticed a comment from somebody saying, hey, friend from Tuber Chat. When you say that, so many hundreds of other people over the last 3 years, if not thousands, may have said something similar that, you know, by now YouTube's probably going to mark that, so you don't want to have that happen. The idea is always a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of the video. And again, I recommend 3 or 4 sentences so that it's not just a simple comment that you see from people all the time. And Ghostly Wins is coming up. They always engage conversation in the chat. Let's see what they've got going. And they're here from Australia. If anybody has not already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. And if you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. You know what it's like when you get into a premiere or a live stream. You get captivated by the content or conversation, saying hello to everyone, keeping up with the chat, and sometimes overlook that thumbs up for a moment. That's why we remind each other so much. And then oh yeah, see, you guys have been on for over 4 years, almost 4 years. Superchat's been here for just over 3. I've been on for a little bit longer than that, but Two Real Geeks has been friends with us for most of the time. They came in within the first half year we were here, so it's got to be over 2.5 years now. Same as Ghostly Wins and a few other creators. We've got brand new people that come into Super Chat every day. Usually 100 channels or more will come through, close to it, during a 2.5 to 3 hour period, for which we're grateful, and from all over the world. So Ghostly Wins is here today, and again from Australia. This is an interesting channel. Forgive me, I'll talk about their content in a second. Now, Kristen Welton, my love, of course, just dropped a gifted membership, and Hugo Homestead picked that up. So that's an incredibly generous thing to have done. For that reason, we treat gifted memberships like Super Chats, and Kristen Welton's channel will be the next one that we look at. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel soon. But Hugo Homestead's being added to the wheel right now. Actually, I'll wait and see if they're still here. I think they're still here, but I'll wait until I see if they're still here. I'll add them onto the wheel because they now are a member. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Katie's Kitchen is also here, another member. We'll put them on the wheel, and then we'll talk about Ghostly Wins. This is the creator responsible for naming my catch-up list, which is just a playlist, but it's something I use to keep caught up with creators, and they've got a much more fun name than I would have had, so we put that on there. Ghostly Wins is a creator that's going to bring us a lot of video gameplay. They're experimenting with shorts right now, so we'll see what they're going to do with these, because they've mixed them up a bit. When we look at their live streams, what you're going to find when you catch them is a lot of excitement. You can almost feel the energy in this creator while they're playing. And they do a great job of keeping up with the chat. The spirits are always high, energetic, and warm and welcoming, of course. And I've been lucky to catch them many times. Not lately. I hope they're going to do another one. It's been a few months. I think they said something in the chat about moving. And pardon me, because I didn't quite see the comment. I just kind of skim the chat once in a while, unless somebody's got something specifically for me. Now, Ghostly Wins brings us an interesting collection of content. It's video gameplay, but typically retro from the Sega or Nintendo original systems. Now, it's interesting because I grew up with these systems myself personally, and yet Ghostly Wins over all this time has been able to continue to bring new content to my attention that I didn't otherwise know was already there, meaning different games I hadn't already seen. For instance, Fire Emblem I thought was something that was invented just in the last few years in the app world, because I think they've got Fire Emblem Heroes or something that's on iPhone and Android and things like that from a few years now. But it turns out this is a much older game, which is really cool. So I'm constantly learning from creators of all sizes every single day. Ghostly Wins, of course, is one of them. They also happen to be a dear friend and somebody who I know personally well enough to say they care very deeply about the YouTube journey, their community, our Tuber Chat family, for which they've been a part of a big part of this family for now what's getting on 3 years. It could be that long. I'm losing track of how long it's been because we've got some friends that are that loyal and dedicated. But Ghostly Winds goes even further with extra generosity, and I can tell you this is a creator who truly has my back out there in the YouTube streets, and I appreciate that greatly. But I just bring that to everyone's attention because I want you to understand what kind of support you can expect back from this creator. So 761 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the 800 that they're thinking about. And we'll be looking forward to some new content they're posting frequently. Next up is going to be Kristen Welton, who gifted a membership, and that was picked up by Homestead, who actually was here earlier before we even started and has come back into the stream and has been making frequent appearances again. They're a longtime friend. And then, thank you, Ghostly Winds. And then hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And if anybody has the ability to share the stream out, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals that are sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Kristen Welton's up here right now. This is my love. And she brings her own channel doing her own thing and almost 1,800 subscribers. One of the things you're going to notice on this channel, we talked about this earlier with Trish The Natural, and when we look at these bright, bold headshots, these are the kind of thing that make a creator recognizable. The way that that will likely pay off is when we think about the idea of branding and the idea that once somebody has enjoyed a video from this creator and then is presented with another one from the YouTube recommendation system, they will be inclined to click on this creator's video because they recognize them as something they've enjoyed, right? So you notice a very consistent theme in the color scheme of this creator's thumbnails. They actually just let me know over the weekend that they're experimenting with some new thumbnail ideas, and I know a lot of people are very excited about the new thumbnail feature that's coming. Now, it might be a long time. They've said 2024 in the last video that I watched. But what they're talking about is referred to as A/B testing. You're going to be able to upload not 2, but actually 3 thumbnails, apparently, for every video. And what happens is YouTube will show your video to people in impressions. Hopefully everybody's reading their analytics so you know what impressions are. And about 1/3 of them for each thumbnail until they figure out which one gets the best click-through rate. And this also comes from the analytics. Which thumbnail are people clicking on more? You could do thumbnails with your face, without your face. You could do a red one, a green one, and a blue one, just to see if people are inclined to a color. You could do one where you're on the left, on the right, with text, no text. All these different ideas, and you'll start to get a real idea. YouTube's going to finally help us with that idea. There's other services out there like TubeBuddy that make that available if you pay for a pro version of the software, but YouTube's going to build that in, which is really, really cool. Kristen Welton's experimenting with that now. She's also had some success with shorts, getting into 14,000 and even 21,000 views. And then live streams are something that's occasional on this channel, but she's also interviewed creators, been interviewed by creators, collaborated with others. Sometimes she's indoors, sometimes she's outdoors. And then in her videos, she started with beauty. She continues that today. There are a lot of subscription services like FabFitFun or BoxyCharm. And she does a lot of other product reviews and sponsored videos as well. Yes, that's true. Thank you, Two Real Geeks. Yes, for sure. I think I saw that actually in the YouTube studio. I think it was a YouTube video, like from the creator team, as opposed to somebody like Sean Cannell or Daryl Eves and Tim Schmoyer and Sonny Lenarduzzi and Roberto Blake and Nick Nimmin and Dee Nimmin and all these other creators that I follow, Benji from Think Media and everything. So it's a really cool feature. Once I learn a little bit more about it, I'll talk about how that can be done and possibly even, forgive me, Scratch and PPA, plug your ears for a second, hopefully make videos one of these days to show everybody how these things can be done. Let's think about spinning the wheel, and we'll get the next channel ready to go. We're going to go on a break for about 3 minutes. Oh, and then Cooking with Miss Brown is just mentioning something, so I'll talk about that. You're going to notice now, I think it's in Premieres as well as live streams, there's a new checkbox when you're filling out all the information to set up your live stream or Premiere. The checkbox is called Live Reactions. And it's a very confusing term because when we think of live reactions, we're thinking of something like our friends at Unstable TV who do a lot of reactions. We think about our friend Happy Lux who does a lot of these things. We think about TikTok videos or remixes of shorts and things like that. What live reactions are is similar to what you see on something like TikTok if you've seen it, where when you tap the screen so many times, it's a feature that came, I think, from Periscope back in the day before Twitter took it over, and they might be bringing that code into Twitter, by the way, for live videos. I saw Elon Musk do a live stream the other day. I caught the replay, but I saw it the other day. Anyway, live reactions are a little either heart or happy face or a few different emojis, and as you tap those, they fly through the chat. Those likely will affect analytics as well because it's engagement more than anything else, so we'll keep an eye on those. But that's what those are. The little emojis that fly up through the chat are called live reactions, and you'll see that when you're setting up your live streams or premieres. Coastal Water is going to be up in just over 3 minutes. All right, we're back and looking at Coastal Water. So I should probably say, I have to go look at the time on that song. I think it's closer to 4 minutes. I'm not sure if it's 3.5. That's why I recently changed my speech to say we'll be back in just over 3 minutes, because I know Michael's Adventures is timing me. But he's a dear friend, obviously a beloved and dedicated moderator, and another creator who cares deeply about the YouTube journey and does a lot for others, more than is usually seen, as a matter of fact. A lot behind the scenes. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. I just want to give everybody a reminder as well, because some of the things that I used to say more often, I find myself saying a little bit less, just out of repetition. We're on episode 587 today. It's been well over 3 years. But one of the things I just want to mention is I want everybody to get as much value as you can out of the time you spend here. I know not everybody can be here every day. I know you can't be here necessarily for 2.5 to 3 hours every day. So for every moment that you spend, I really appreciate it. I want you to get the most value possible. That comes from making the first move, reaching out to other creators to support them first, with generosity at the forefront of our minds. The idea, of course, is that we give much more than we expect to receive from others, knowing that over time we get that all back and much, much, much more. So when you're here in Tuber Chat, the best success comes from reaching out to other creators, letting them know that you want to support them first, heading to their channel and doing all the things you wish they would do for you, and then coming back, letting them know you've connected, knowing that they will connect to you afterwards. One of the things we don't do in this particular live stream is say, hey everybody, come get me. Right? Because everybody who's been seasoned at this for a long time here in Tuber Chat will know very much that the key to success here is generosity and supporting others first. Right? Not everybody, we know not every single creator is going to do every single thing that we wish that they would, but it doesn't matter. If the price of getting 7 subscribers is that you have to go out and connect with 10 people, hopefully everybody feels that that would be worth it. It's not fair. Life's not fair. I know. But over time, what happens is the more you give, I promise you, you hear it in the stories that I tell here, you get so much more from other creators than you probably ever thought was possible, especially the friends that come through our Tuber Chat family here. So, Coastal Water is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who comes to us with her husband, actually. There's a special story between these creators, because what we're talking about is the idea that one of the biggest complaints that I've gotten on YouTube in my 6 years is that, why is it so difficult for us to get our in real life friends and family to support our YouTube videos and channels, if that makes sense? Why is it so difficult to get our in real life friends and family to do that when we can find people online willing to do it so easily? And it makes it that much more special, at least in my own eyes, when we come up on in real life friends or family, in this case a married couple, with separate channels that support each other wholeheartedly. You'll find Coastal Water and her husband Backlash Fisherman on each other's channels all the time. And then so let's look at her content, though. Coastal Water's here with us just about every single day. So's Backlash Fisherman, and I run into them constantly when I'm supporting other creators, because they're out doing the same thing. Timmy Ray the King, good to see you in the chat. When we look at Coastal Water, we see that she's got some shorts videos. Some of these are cooking videos, but there's a lot of variety here. And she could be indoors or outdoors, obviously, but some of these have gotten into 2,500 and even 3,400 views. Live streams are frequent on this channel. I'm actually going to put my notification on. I can tell you right now, there's no chance I'm going to catch this live stream. Even though Coastal Water's here with us late tonight, I cannot imagine myself getting up quite that early. Although, the second I get on the computer in the morning, which is the first thing that I do, I'll make sure that if Coastal Water's on, I get in there. But I'm lucky enough to catch her often, along with her husband. It doesn't look like it, because it looks like I've been catching them less frequently lately, but that's just due to my work schedule. But they both do a lot of these live streams early in the morning. What Coastal Water does is she calls hers Car Confessions, and often what you'll find is she's taking us for a ride-along live stream. There's lots of these, and you actually see Backlash Fisherman kind of peeking in there as well. But it's really cool, the family togetherness on this channel. Could be a story to be told, a chance to get to know Coastal Water, or just hang out with her. As well, we get these, and she's got another series as well, which I haven't caught enough of, which is cooking with Coastal, and I'm hoping I can catch some more of these, because in her videos, this is what I've caught more often than anything else from her. She's doing some product reviews now, but a lot of cooking videos as well. She's got some more variety here, and we'll shout out other channels and allow people to connect if she does premieres or live streams, but I've caught her for cooking videos more than anything else. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with her, and she's working on 1,600 subscribers now. When we get over to Backlash Fisherman's channel, we see that this creator's working on 1,500. I'm hoping that we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. Now it's fishing first on Backlash Fisherman's channel. We'll look at the shorts because he's got them front and center here. We see that some of these have gotten into 3,000 and almost 4,000 views. When we get into the live streams, you're going to see a couple of series here. That's an interesting Happy Mail video. I caught one of these the other day, an unboxing video, which is cool. Hobby Hangout is a series that he's got going on with a lot of familiar faces joining him in StreamYard panels, which is really cool to see. But he also does a lot of these ride-along live streams, and these are where I've caught him the most as well. I'm looking forward to catching these Hobby Hangout live streams, though, because I want to learn more so I can give a better description of these. But he always keeps up with the chat. He happens to be a first responder, and gives us a chance to hang out with him. So that's Coastal Water and Backlash Fisherman together, both incredibly supportive creators. And let's think about spinning the wheel. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. If you see somebody say that, please reach out to them. And if you would like to swap playlists, again, just say I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you. So Songbits Laura is almost ready to go. I see them on the wheel. I put them on a while ago. I'm going to spin. We'll get another channel up here. Lisa J. Stocks is going to come up, and this creator is going to help us with our finance, which I'm thankful for, because I think there's not enough financial education in the world, and I don't want to get too political, but it's a view I've had for a very long time. I think a lot of people could be very well served with a lot of down-to-earth, level-headed financial information like we get from the Stock Explorer. And Lisa J. Stocks, who I think was introduced to us by the... Lisa J. Stocks was introduced to us from the Stock Explorer, if I remember correctly. And, oh, Disney stock's been downgraded. That's interesting. I'm going to take this video and put it in my catch-up list. It's interesting because when we look at the title of this channel and we see that it's Lisa J. Stocks, we know that this creator is going to help us with the stock market, but they actually talk to us about more investments and when it comes to finance, the idea of saving money. And that can really help. And with the idea of monetization on most of our minds, probably 99% of our minds here in the Tuber Chat family, wouldn't it be a wonderful world if we could maximize the impact of that revenue when it starts to roll in? Not to mention income in general. So Lisa J. Stocks is going to help us with that. The latest video, they had some help with an interview here where they were talking about how to make an investing plan, which can be important, right? You never know who's going to strike the right chord with you. I say that about a few channels now, especially when there's collaborations. A lot of times we know that there's information out there, and if you're not quite seeking it or searching it, it's wonderful that you can have a friend like Lisa J. Stocks that's going to present some of these ideas to you so that you can improve your financial education. That goes for everybody, including myself. I think we could all use as much information as possible, whether or not you intend on investing directly in the stock market itself, or stocks, if we want to say that. I think that being better educated about them and about every other aspect of investing allows you to make better educated decisions wherever you're going to invest, whatever you're going to invest, if that makes sense. And thank you to me, Ray the King. Thank you, everybody, for the shares and the thumbs up. Lisa J. Stocks now has 478 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her towards the 500 she's thinking about. And we noticed that she's also got some shorts videos here. One of them's crossed over 1,600 views, which is really cool. Hopefully we'll see those increase as well. And then we'll see if she's going to do some more live streams. And we'll be looking forward to those. We always have notification bells on for every creator. So I'll spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up next. If anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, and you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Songbits Laura is another creator who's here with us frequently. I thought they were going to come up on the wheel, and it's interesting. They just happened to do that. It was a pure coincidence. 787 subscribers right now, so they're getting pretty close to 800. We'd love to push them a little bit closer right now. They're here with us frequently as well. And I see that they've got a couple of new videos. So I'm going to take a walk at the river video, and I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up with them. And when we dig through the videos, we see a bit of variety here. But Songbits Laura wants to tell us that this is a space for genuine connections and meaningful conversations where we can embrace diverse perspectives and foster respectful discussions, which is easier said than done, but we'll be looking forward to that from Songbits Laura. It's interesting when we can talk about different things without dancing around, or walking on eggshells is a better way to say it. And a lot of creators are really putting a lot of effort into the idea of giving people a safe space where they can have different opinions but discuss topics together, because I think we all know how that can be in real life, online, and everywhere else. So Songbits Laura has some shorts videos, and these have started to get into the thousands of views. One of them over 8,500, which is great to see. Then live streams as well are something that she seems to be doing frequently, so hopefully I'll catch one of these shortly. She's using the StreamYard system with a few other creators that allows you to simulcast on each other's channels. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. Mr. Fulton Mraz has a birthday coming up on the 20th. It will be their 24th birthday. Mr. Fulton Mraz has been a friend of mine for over 3.5 years. He's been with TuberChat from the beginning and always has interesting news for us whenever he comes in. Let's look at Just Bored on a Wednesday and see what they have got going on their channel as well. If anybody has the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get another couple of people into TuberChat right now, and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay, because of the engagement signal sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Just Bored on a Wednesday is a channel we're still getting to know, and I just want to see what they're going to bring us, hopefully on the About page, for more of a description. As I get to know channels, like one of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here is that over time I get to know the channels. Over weeks and months, by watching content and hanging out in live streams and premieres, I get to know the content. And if you want to connect on the outside social networks, I'm always happy to connect with creators there as well. And I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time also. Lots of lurkers today. I see that, Scratch and PPA. Yes, lots and lots of lurkers. So, but thank you, everybody, because I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every day, or for 2.5 hours or 3 hours every time we stream. I know people are doing other things, and sometimes even listening or running the stream in the background or coming in and out of the chat, and I really do appreciate that as well. And then, so one thing I'm going to ask as well from everybody in the chat, because I don't mention this as often as well, but in our video description, we always talk about the idea of repeating messages. So it can be considered spam. It's not that much of a big deal. We know what spam is, like when somebody's just kind of hammering a bunch of messages all at the same time. But the thing is, like, so I know I talk about engaged conversation, helping channels get farther up the list that I have with a robot in the background called Botissimo, so that eventually it can get onto the wheel and get onto the screen in the fastest way possible, right? It's always based on which channels are most engaged in conversation, but it really does mean engaged in true conversation. So I'll appreciate that. And then when we look at Drunken Chef Barbecue, we see they've come into the chat. Thank you for being here. And then just bored on a Wednesday. Let me take your latest video, and I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to get caught up with them. And shorts videos they've got as well, and we see that these are getting into 2,200 and even 3,200 views and beyond. It looks like a lot of shout outs for celebrities and public figures and things like that, so we keep an eye on the content on the channel. One of the things we always want to be careful about is copyright, because I always think about that when we're seeing things that are very popular, or whether it's reviews or samples from TV shows, movies, and other types of things. But it's just a thought more than anything else. Ace Flaw 1 is coming up right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up, or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Ace Flaw 1 is up on the screen right now. This is Andy. He brings us travel videos more than anything else. This creator's been a friend of mine for over 3.5 years. One of the first creators I was introduced to in the small YouTuber community after being on YouTube for a couple of years already. I was overwhelmed by the generosity in a lot of these creators willing to help each other. Then when I said I'm going to start a channel that does what they do and lets everybody connect with each other, they didn't say, go do your own thing, go find your own niche, don't copy us, there's too many, and blah, blah, blah. They said, we'll help you build it. And in the case of somebody like Ace Flaw 1, this is Andy, who after 586 episodes of Tuber Chat is still coming around as often as possible, literally every day lately, to connect with creators. Now over 4,200 subscribers, and posting only occasionally, but I think he said he's taking a trip to Italy soon, so we'll look forward to that. Lots of shorts, one of these over 1,300, which is great to see. Hopefully I'll put out more of these, and we'll be looking forward to some new videos on the channel as well. Destination Fun, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Let me spin the wheel. We'll get another channel coming up onto the screen. It looks like it's going to be time to add names to the wheel from our chat list very soon. Probably within the next half hour, actually. We're moving quicker than usual. Homestead in the Wood with D actually dropped a super chat on us earlier, so we looked at that channel. I forgot to take them off the wheel, but we're one ahead now. So we'll spin. We'll get to Scratch and PPA. He's in the pole position, always. He happens to be a beloved and dedicated moderator, but he's a dear friend of mine, and actually, all of the moderators here are dear friends of each other. And they all have different channels. They all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, you'll be able to meet more friends and family members on all of their channels, like Scratch and PPA, whenever you catch them for premieres or live streams in the same way we do here. So pardon me before I talk about the content here. Crafting and Coffee with Kelly, good to see you in the house. And Two Real Geeks just has a question. Do you think it's okay to take a copyright hit sometimes to make something fun, not a strike, and not have it monetized to bring in viewers? So the problem with it is that when you take something that otherwise might be looked at copyright content, and what we're talking about, there's a big difference between claims and strikes. Copyright claims usually come from popular music. If you're walking through a theme park and Ariana Grande comes on, you're almost certainly going to get a copyright claim for that. All that means is, in most cases, the publisher or the artist is going to take the ad revenue that comes in from that video, and you don't get a choice anymore as to whether ads run or not. But if you're okay with that, that's fine. You don't want to get too many copyright claims because YouTube tells us that they might deny monetization for a channel with too many claims. Very different from a strike. A strike comes when you are bringing videos out of things that are otherwise copyright protected, meaning most often either taking other people's videos off Instagram, TikTok, or especially YouTube, or television. So if you were out at a gathering, like let's say a restaurant or a bar, watching the UFC fights or watching a hockey game or a baseball game or a football game, it's very possible to get a strike. And I know for a fact that a friend of mine got a strike not too long ago because they were at a bar while a hockey game was playing, and the hockey game was too much on the screen, even though it was on a screen like way off in the background behind them, and that's a strike. And here's the problem. So forgive me, let me look at the second half of the question here. What they're talking about is they make music videos to clips of past videos, sometimes just to promote the channel with popular music. So the only thing with popular music is you just don't want too many. Now what I can tell you, I'm not sure if Two Real Geeks follows my personal channel. I have a lot of popular music and a lot of copyright claims on my own personal channel. I've actually had a couple videos like blocked worldwide. They can't be put out. One of them is by a group called Biff Naked Spaceman. Some of you might know that song. Another one is from the Venga Boys, and I don't remember if it was Boom 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 or another one of their songs, but the song got blocked. Can't be viewed at all, let alone the copyright claims. I've got a lot of others. One of my old remixes, I used to work in the music industry and radio industry, and I put out a remix of Justin Timberlake, Like I Love You, which is a very popular like dance floor song. It just hit 10,000 views. That has copyright claim. What will happen then is that Justin Timberlake or their publisher or a combination of both will take all the ad money. I'm okay with it, because I know that that song is going to grow and grow and grow over a long period of time. It took, I don't know if it was 4 or 5 years to get to 10,000 views on that video, but it continues to climb, and because I've got so much other stuff that's similar, I'll likely continue to draw in a few subscribers here and there from that video. Again, you just don't want too many, but that's an example if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense, Two Real Geeks. As a matter of fact, theme parks are a perfect example. You could be walking around even the Vegas Strip. You could be walking around any city in a popular area with bars, nightclubs, and have music outdoors playing, and it results in a lot of copyright claims. If you're making videos and you're just doing like even a compilation of a bunch of stuff, and you put a popular song from any popular artist, it could be Drake, Rihanna, Justin Bieber, it could be ZZ Top, it could be AC/DC, it doesn't matter. Almost in all cases, if the artist is a #1 Billboard smash hit artist, you're going to get copyright claims. Again, you just don't want too many, and that's not set in stone. So please don't take what I'm saying as gospel. Safest is always best. When I put up videos that have copyright music, I do it because I'm willing to take the risk, because I used to work in music and I feel I know well enough how it works. But that's not saying I'm right. And if I someday end up with a copyright strike, that's going to be a big problem, and I'll tell everybody about that too. But I'm pretty sure it will be okay. My only justification is, in my case, if I put popular music up, I worked on that music in some case. Or I used to be a DJ, so it might be a DJ mix. I've got something coming up later this summer where I'll likely be out actually DJing at a place. It will all be smash hit popular music, but that's okay because I do so much else on my channel that it is not going to be detrimental to have a few more copyright claims, if that makes sense. So thank you for that. Yeah, there you go. Two Real Geeks. It's just a hobby. Yeah, I use my personal channel to experiment more than anything else. I mean, I take it seriously, but I put just about every idea I have on there when I have time for it. Tuber Chat comes first. So, Scratch and PPA in the pole position on our Wheel of Doom. This is a beloved and dedicated moderator, again, a dear friend of mine. Now, for those of you who haven't already connected to him, he is very well known as the creator who is the reason why I use the words "seems to be everywhere all the time" to describe him and other very supportive creators, because he literally seems to be supporting everybody for every single thing that they do. Now, I'm going to put notifications on because his next video is ready to roll. That is the Scratch Challenge series of videos. He's got a very unique twist on lottery ticket scratching, which is a huge genre and category here in YouTube. Every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern for over 2.5 years, without fail and with perfect consistency, this creator gives us 2 lottery tickets that are pitted against each other and an opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow Scratch and PPA on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique, a lot of fun to be a part of. And if you can catch us for one of his premieres on Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats that you've seen in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals the Stock Explorer, VS Speaks Royally, and a few others. And it's very fast-paced, very high energy. So a lot of fun. And then, hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat. Pardon me. Oh, Crafting and Coffee with Kelly. So if you're not yet in the YouTube Partner Program, I've heard that the best way to get a response is on Twitter. If you reach out to YouTube on Twitter, they will likely get back to you, and they might DM you a special form you can fill out with things like harassment and threats and things like that. I don't want to get too much into it today, and forgive me, but unless anybody has questions, if it comes to trolling, I know some of it can be very extreme, and I promise you I've been through some pretty heavy trolling myself, even in the background of Tuber Chat, like even people like coming after this channel and this and that. So what I have found, because I've been on for 6 years now, what I have seen is that the worst of the worst usually dissipates after about 2 weeks. That can feel like an eternity when it's going on. And I promise you, I've had more than one death threat, but now I just laugh them off. The last time I got a death threat, I said, "Hey, buddy, it's not my first death threat. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine." But I don't encourage anybody to do that. You should, in my opinion, never engage trolling. I don't like to tell people what they should or shouldn't do, but my opinion is never engage. Just ignore it. And after about 2 weeks, it usually goes away. Once in a while, you see somebody come around. I've got another channel that's been on me for years. They send all kinds of people in the background. They email people, they message people, they make videos and everything else. It's all nonsense. It's the same garbage that you see whenever you run into that stuff. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, I didn't want to talk about it too much, but like I said, most of it disappears after a little while. And that's not to say it's in every case, but that's what I've seen so far, and I've seen lots of it, not just with me, lots of other creators. I've been lucky to have a few people reach out when that happens so that I can understand what's going on. But the worst of the worst usually disappears. But like I said, so to answer the question, Twitter's the best place to get a hold of YouTube if you need something right away. Later, when you're in the YouTube Partner Program, they give you an opportunity to talk to them a little bit easier. So forgive me for the long speech. So Mark the Shark, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. A long time, dear friend. And Dixie Cuddle Fitness is here with us as well. Yeah, I tend to not engage trolls just because I don't want them to spread throughout. I know some people have fun with them and laugh and things like that. I just happen to think that in my case and in most people's cases, it might be best to not engage. But everybody's got to make their own decisions for themselves. Lavaz ASMR, good to see you in the house. Patrick Hollett, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And again, Scratch and PPA's on the screen. Now, some of us set notifications on, we actually text text each other and have reminders on our phones to make sure we don't miss Scratch and PPA's premieres. These again are at Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern. And the other thing I want to say about this creator is that you notice presentations at the forefront of his mind when you see his bright, beautiful avatar, which is matched by his thumbnails, which include a hint as to the giveaways, including actually this week, Just Jason Keto and Canadian Family Life, who are both here, were part of the giveaway. And then his banner is updated every week as well to match. So you can imagine the work that goes into all of this. He's almost at 1,700 subscribers, so we'd love to push him a little bit farther. Thank you, Don Ray B. I didn't get you on the wheel. Forgive me. I thought I got you on the wheel. I did say hello when I saw you come in much earlier, but I'm going to make sure I get you on right now. Forgive me for that mistake. I promise you, I make as many mistakes as anybody. We're going to talk about her channel when it comes up. Via Speaks Royally is coming up right now. When I talk about engaged conversation in the chat, this is a great channel to talk about because Via Speaks Royally engages conversation everywhere they go, including here in Superchat. Patrick Hollick got some Canada Day fireworks in a shorts video, which is great. And Via Speaks Royally is working on 4,700 subscribers. This channel is very well known for one particular thing, but they do have a bit of variety, especially in the shorts. This is an example of what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream when I said a lot of creators, even with niche channels, are bringing variety into their shorts. But we see that Via Speaks Royally has gotten into over 3,000, 4,000, and even 7,000 views this way. Videos on this channel show a little bit of variety mixed in with their main content, which is the front and center of their live streams, if that makes sense, their focus, which is the royal family. And there's always something going on with the royal family. We know that, but what an 8 or 9 months they've had. And Via Speaks Royally has been well prepared and well established to be able to catch all of this, and they have vibrant discussions about what goes on with the royal family in their live streams. If you can catch them, you're going to see also that Via Speaks Royally leads conversation by staying well versed and up to date on their subject. So they have a very vibrant conversation going on always. Look at the views on these live streams, right? I've had the pleasure of catching them many times. Hopefully I'll catch them again soon. It's been a while. But again, we've got our notification bells on always. Oh yeah, and then Don Ray B, I got you on. Yes. Yeah, I missed putting Don Ray B on the wheel. I didn't mean to do that. I hope I don't do that too often. I know I've done it to a few creators repeatedly. Tripping with Dre and Michelle, I've got you on the wheel because you happen to be a member. And then again, Via Speaks Royally, over almost at 4,700 subscribers. You know that I say, it can be Via Speaks Royally. You know that I say of channels over 3,000 that there must be much to be learned from them as well as entertained and inspired by because of what they must have been through in their YouTube journey to get to a level of 3,000 and beyond. Dawn Ray B, thank you again. She's an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. I hope everybody will connect with her. I think she said she might be heading out. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. And Emotion is going to be coming up next. VS Speaks Royally was making me laugh in the chat earlier because we got this inside joke a long time ago. I mentioned something about the idea of vibrant language, and that's my way of covering the idea of, let's say, explicit language or anything like that. When I say vibrant conversation, in some channels' cases, it can include that vibrant language, but in a lot of cases, I'm just talking about very engaged conversation, something that's very lively, where a lot of people are participating and the conversation is really flowing, which is really, really cool. But that's an inside joke that we have, and I appreciate that. Continuing, because I do try as much as I can never to use that vibrant language that we speak of, and I've been caught more than once, I promise you. So I try to keep that to a minimum. Now, right before we went on break there, I typed something into the chat. I typed in emotion, new soul. And the reason why is because the channel that we're looking at right now is called Emotion, which is a very short and popular name, extremely short and extremely popular. What that means is that this creator struggles with the search results a little bit longer than most because the name is so popular, right? More than anything else. Over time, the more we search, find, and click on each other's names, we rise up the search results. Excuse me, and YouTube will eventually do a better job of predicting when we're looking for each other's channels, in this case Emotion. So we always type in Emotion New Soul. The reason why is because this is a talented singer and songwriter that brings us new soul R&B music. They've actually got two different channels. This one is an official artist channel where they bring us their music videos and original works. They also bring us compilations of those original works, and they round out the channel with a little bit of shorts as well as reaction videos. Now, they're fully monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And they have got over 1,300 and even 1,600 views on the shorts here. Live streams can include a StreamYard panel, which is something fairly new, but this creator often brings us compilations. Look at this one, The Best of Emotion, which will be a compilation of their works. They've got a second channel here as well called Writing with Emotion New Soul. Now, it's interesting to note that this creator's here as both a moderator and a gold member. They've been an incredibly supportive creator for a very long time, but as a gold member, we see their channel every single day in the slides that run at the beginning, middle, and end of every live stream, and their link is dropped by Nightbot every 30 minutes or so, which we have seen. Marketplace Boutique, good to see you in the house. When we look at Writing with Emotion New Soul's second channel, we see that they're working on 800 subscribers over here. And this is where we get an opportunity to see how the music is made, as well as get a look at the man behind the music. He rounds out this channel with some more shorts and reaction videos and compilations. So a lot of content together from this talented singer and songwriter. He's been a dear friend of a long time as well. Cruising Scene, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. So I'm going to spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. I'm going to try to move a little bit faster through channels now. I know I was talking quite a bit earlier. Don Ray B might still be here, but they were just about to go. I forgot to put them on the wheel when they came in. For any of our members, if you notice that I forget to do that, please don't be shy to give us a nudge or let the moderators know, and we'll get that fixed up as quick as we can. I promise you I make as many mistakes as anybody, but I'd rather do something twice than not do it at all, of course. Now, Don Ray B is another incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and that comes across right away when you look at the banner on this channel. Each new day is an opportunity to make your dreams come true. Why would she put that there? The reason why is because this particular creator has literally gone through and is going through the idea of making their dreams come true, and they want to motivate others to do the same thing. In their case, the idea of a dream come true talks about a homesteading lifestyle where they recently moved to 4 acres, and now they bring us the ins and outs of homesteading from their view. I've just taken their latest video where a lot of our homesteading friends, I group a lot of channels into that. I group farming, ranching, gardening, traditional homesteading, camping if I didn't say it, even fishing, hiking, and other outdoor channels. A lot of these creators have a similar instinctive nature, and that's speaking more to generosity, the idea of sharing knowledge and resources with each other and with others. And I think that speaks volumes about the character of the creators behind these channels. Don Ray B obviously is one that I keep talking about being extremely generous, extremely considerate, and the idea that they want to motivate others. So when we look at the shorts on the channel, we see that these have also gotten into over 2,000 views on a couple of them. So that will likely continue. Hopefully she'll post some more of those. But it's interesting to see that she's got a bit of variety in some of the videos here, mostly outdoors, and again talking to us about the homesteading lifestyle, the ins and outs, and the lessons they're learning along the way. She's got 517 subscribers, so she has to be excited about the new graduated monetization system, where the first level means that we need 500 subscribers instead of 1,000, and 3,000 hours of watch time instead of 4,000, or 3 million views in the last 90 days on our shorts instead of 10 million, if that makes sense. Trippin' with Dre and Michelle is coming up next, and if anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up for this live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give a thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I did add a couple of names to the wheel during the break, by the way, a little bit early. We put on Coffee Walks and Whatever and Rushing Wind Mountain. So we'll add some more names to the wheel when we get down to about 5 or 6 again. It's always based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation in the chat. I got a robot in the background that keeps up with that. So Trippin' with Dre and Michelle is up on the screen right now. We're looking forward to another video from them. They usually post frequently every week or two. They've got some live streams here, and they've been doing these very frequently. Look at these, a couple in the last couple of days, which is interesting. For that reason, I'm going to take the latest live stream replay. It's just 17 minutes. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to just catch up with their latest piece of content. I don't think I've caught them live yet. Have I caught you live yet? Maybe. I'm not sure if I caught these, or... Oh, I remember this, too. I'm not sure if I caught you live on this one or if this is something I ran, but this one here I remember because this was on, and I didn't know they were a DJ, so that's kind of cool. So let's look at the shorts on the channel. We see that these have gotten into well over 700 views, almost 800. And then in the videos, like I said, they post frequently, lots of variety here, including some travel. And obviously a dynamic couple of creators. Dre and Michelle from Michigan, which is not too far from me either, right? What is that? Just barely 4 hours, I think, away from Niagara Falls. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. And like I said, we're moving a little bit faster. We haven't been on quite 2 hours yet. We can stay up to another hour if everybody would like. That gives us lots of time to put lots of channels on the wheel and the screen, of course. We always get through as many as we can. Michael's Adventures is coming up right now. We'll see what he's got going on. He was in the pole position on the Wheel of Doom for a little while there. Michael's Adventures is another beloved and dedicated moderator. He's somebody who's been a dear friend to me for a very long time, about 3 years now. All of our moderators are dear friends of each other as well. And they all have different channels. They all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels, for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members the same way that we do here. Oh, Hugo Homestead. Yes, you're on the wheel. It's coming soon. Yes, Two Real Geeks will likely be on the wheel soon enough as well. I think actually, if you're able to stay a little bit longer, you'll likely be the next one that I add. Michael's Adventures does premieres every single day. This creator is well set up in advance. You'll notice I caught the last few. I'm always behind, especially with this creator, because he posts every single day. But usually what I do is every week or two I'll go through and just catch up on everything that I've missed. And Michael's Adventures has over 3,000 videos on his channel. Mostly wildlife, but there's a bit more variety. Sometimes he's taking us on a vacation or outdoors for a walk around, a look around his area, or a story to be told. Sometimes he's playing a game, like a slots game on a tablet, often scratching lottery tickets. One of his shorts videos, over 6,000 views on a lottery scratch here. Oh, sorry, this is the slot game, but he also has a lot of shorts with the lottery tickets here as well. And then when we look at Michael's Adventures wildlife videos, we see that he often will have raccoons or deer, or there's a bit of bird watching. There could be foxes. And he is able to catch a lot of this stuff. Sometimes in color, lots of black and white videos. But he's posting, like I said, every single day, and premieres every day as well. So he always sets up in advance. He's usually about a month ahead, as you can see. Look at all these notifications that are on. And then, of course, we always have notifications on for each other's channels. Michael's Adventures is now working on 1,200 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push him a little bit farther towards that milestone. And then, Natalie Nicole's ASMR, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Another longtime friend. And Just Jason Keto's had a long wait today, almost 2 hours. Just Jason Keto's here with us just about every single day and happens to be a fellow Canadian. So hopefully was enjoying his Canada Day yesterday and may even get a chance to rest tomorrow. We usually have a civic holiday almost everywhere. Oh yeah, well, Two Real Geeks, to be honest with you, there's a lot of creators. What happens, Tuber Chat is not similar to a lot of other growth streams in that when people find us for the first time, sometimes Tuber Chat is the first growth stream that they've seen. But there's lots of them out there. And for anybody that sees a few of these things, it can appear to be a good idea to run growth streams on your channel, even if you're not specifically a growth stream channel, like Tuber Chat or like Happy Lux or some of our other friends, right? So a lot of people do that because they want to, build an audience and get a bunch of numbers. I find that most creators stop doing it after they get monetized, because then they want to focus on their content, start getting to the next level and things like that. But we also have a lot of creators here in the Tuber Chat family that don't necessarily run a growth stream, but will allow you to meet more friends and family members in their channel the same way that we do while they're focused on their other content, right? So all of our moderators allow that, for instance, which is really cool. But you're right, there's a lot of creators that do it. There's a lot of growth stream channels that start up and then disappear and this and that. Tuber Chat is not the first. I was probably a year in after YouTube made the rules many years ago now about 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. That's what started the growth channels, as far as I understand. And even I had followed a lot of them, and that's how Tuber Chat got inspired and its start, along with a lot of friends who were very generously willing to help. So, luckily we've been able to remain. It continues to grow, for which I'm thankful as well. So this is why I don't do reviews. So for instance, Two Real Geeks is talking about reviews. There's lots of growth streams out there. Some of them don't have anything on the screen at all. Like some of them just run, let's say ASMR type content. They might be just putting a video up, a loop of a waterfall or something like that while everybody's doing what they're doing in the chat. Happy Lex had a great one, because what he used to do is have a video game going, the same stream avatars that we use on our music channel, and he'd be almost singing and dancing and playing really upbeat music, and it was almost like a party over there. But there's a lot of different ones, right? And a lot of friends helped us get going and things like that. But I don't do reviews because I don't want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel. The idea, more than anything else, is for us to bring our experience to the table, myself included, but I learn from creators of all sizes every single day. That way we can all make the best decisions for our channels and our videos, myself included. Reviews are a very different thing. And you have to be careful, because when it's, when you give somebody almost what seems like advice, people can take that in any different way. In the case of Superchat, we're talking about 99% of the channels being here are in the beginnings of their YouTube journey. It doesn't matter how long they've been on, but we're usually talking about channels less than 10,000 subscribers. We have friends now in the Superchat family who have far exceeded 10,000. We've watched them grow. Some of them were almost there before they got here anyway. But the bulk of channels are just starting out. So you don't want to be too harsh with people. And the truth is, a lot of the stuff doesn't matter. When we talk about like improving thumbnails, yes, it would be nice if we could all improve. But if everybody had the best thumbnails out there, people wouldn't watch some of that, because people come to YouTube for real. They don't come to YouTube for television or movies, right? I mean, I know we have television and movies and people review them and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. People want to come and see real things. That's what I enjoy about YouTube more than anything else. I was already on for a couple years before I found the small YouTuber community, and now 99% of the channels I follow or more have less than 10,000 subscribers. And I enjoy the real world look that we get from creators. Things like Just Jason Keto is trying to help people to live healthier, eat healthier, especially when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. This kind of a thing can be found in magazines, in television, in courses, and all kinds of different things. But not everybody wants to just see television all the time. Not everybody wants to take courses. Not everybody reads magazines, whether they're online or in print. It's always a great idea to have a variety of information, and people will always be looking for new perspective. So you notice the segue here. Very smooth, right? But Just Jason Keto is a perfect example of some of this, because what he does is he brings other people onto the channel and has very down-to-earth and level-headed discussions about things like a keto-based diet or lifestyle. People come on with him, especially in his videos. You see these thumbnails where he's got these guests, and they're bringing their perspective, their ins and outs, the struggles, the trials, the tribulations, the tips, the tricks. Just Jason Keto himself brings us hacks so that we can get more value out of some of the products we might find when we're thinking about a keto-based diet or lifestyle. So this is just an idea behind what I'm talking about, but I think that people come to YouTube because they're looking for YouTube. People go to television when they're looking for television, or Netflix when they're looking for Netflix, and things like that. But when people want to see real, they come to YouTube. One thing that is a big category on YouTube is polarizing content, newsworthy content, some of the things that might not otherwise be able to be seen on popular, let's say, media channels. And I don't want to get too political about it, but even I've had great success going to find newsworthy content, because people want boots on the ground. They want to see with their own eyes the truth about what's going on when there is newsworthy, political, polarizing content. Because otherwise a lot of what we see gets filtered, right? In fairness, news channels often have to give you a 3-minute summary of what's going on, or even shorter, whereas people can go to YouTube and watch a live stream and see with their own eyes for 12 hours at a time. As an example, Tommy Temper, good to see you in the house. That's an interesting channel to come in while I'm talking about live streaming. He does a lot of restreaming, and what Tommy Temper does is reaches out to creators. This is how we met. And he will restream a lot of content from other creators with permission, so he can give more perspective, and always promotes the other channels. So while he's bringing new context and new perspective to some of the streams that are out there, he's also helping streamers build audiences. This is where we met, and why I'm thankful specifically for Tommy Temper and his friendship. And so, Just Jason Keto, forgive me, I've broken up your content here. I'm just going to take his Canada Day Eats video, and I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. I know it's a short one. Hopefully I'll catch him for live streams as well. But like I said, healthy eating, healthy living, Just Jason Keto will literally say his goal is to get information out there for people. right? And he has other people help him do that when he gets into the collaborations on the videos. He's got some shorts here, by the way, and we see a lot of these healthy looking shorts videos have gotten into 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, and even 6,000 views. One breakout shorts video has over 22,000, and I really enjoyed watching this. I watched it at least twice, but he's got some interesting flipping skills when it comes to turning those eggs over in the pan, and you'll see what I mean when you get there. Live streams are something that's done every week, usually on Thursday. Hopefully he's going to do one again in a few days. I'll be looking forward to that. I've been lucky to be able to catch them lately, as you can see. He keeps up with the chat, and what's interesting is everybody participates, and a lot of other people in the chat will help give their perspective and other context on top of what he's talking about, with the purpose of helping people. And I can't help myself but be compelled almost to engage in conversation there, because I'm somebody who struggles right this second with weight gain and being overweight right now. I really got to do something about losing some stuff. I'm older than you think I am, and it's way beyond time for me to take care of that, but I'm hoping to take inspiration from Just Jason Keto. You would be surprised, actually, how much this creator I mention in my everyday life when I talk about the things that I'm doing. Even today, just having conversations, mentioning little better decisions every day, one step at a time, over a long period of time, usually months, can lead to great change, right? So the idea, like today, I was out with Kristen Welton, but we were getting a drink and we happened to be walking around, and the idea is, what are we going to get? We're very limited for choices. She was just about to grab a Sprite, and which she usually doesn't drink anyway, but she was just about to grab that out of the limited choices, and the machine wouldn't work. And so she was like, oh, that's a sign. I'm being told, make a better decision right now and get a water. But she usually does that anyway. She does much better than me when it comes to that. But Just Jason Keto wants to inspire others, and I'm grateful for his friendship. He's an incredibly generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter here in Superchat. He's here every single day, for which I'm also grateful. Almost 900 subscribers. And Tommy Temper, thank you so much for the Superchat. Absolutely unnecessary. Very much appreciated. I know I haven't caught you lately. I'm out in my work season now. When the weather is good in around Toronto, Ontario, I work outdoors Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And it really, as you can imagine, fills up my schedule because then I struggle to find time for everything else, right? But that's just an excuse, same as a lot of people might have. Life gets in the way. But Tommy Temper has been, like I said, a friend for a long time. Now, when I talk about this particular channel, like I said, this is somebody who does a lot of restreaming. He's got a lot of his own content as well, and you see this in the latest videos. What I'm going to do, these are live streams actually. Let me look at his videos and what he's put out lately. I'm going to take... the latest video is really, really, really short, just at 30 seconds, but I'm going to put it in my catch-up list anyway. But I think what I'm going to do here is look at the live streams, and I'll take your latest live stream replay, and I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. What I usually do with that playlist is, after the stream today, I'll go through it, and I'll order the videos from shortest to longest. The reason why is because when I've got half an hour or an hour to sit and watch videos, I can get through as many as possible by watching the shortest ones first. And then if I run out of time, I can let the longer ones run, right? Like an almost 3-hour replay here. Now, I've got Tommy Temper on my personal channel, but the way that we met is I was out chasing some newsworthy content on my personal channel when Ottawa was in the news a couple of years ago. It's almost 2.5 years ago now. But when that started, or am I thinking a year and a half? Pardon me, a year and a half ago. Tommy Temper is somebody who restreams a lot of creators. So while they're out getting a lot of footage, which he also does himself, he will often do a system, I believe he uses OBS, and he'll have many streams running at the same time. I wonder if I can catch a glimpse of a kind of thing that he's got going on here. When we look in his live streams. What he's usually got is 4, 5, 6 live streams on at a time, and then he just focuses the camera on whoever's got action happening at that moment. Here's an example here, right? StreamYard panel 2. He's got extra context in the chat. But the interesting thing about this creator is he's reaching out first to ask permission. So he would say like, hey, I want to restream your content, is that okay? Because I've also seen situations where people do it without permission and cover your name with their logo and stuff like that. It's kind of funny. But Tommy Temper takes this very seriously, and he's built up a huge audience of his own. You can see he's at 3,700 subscribers and growing fast. But I've had a chance to hang out in his live stream and be introduced to a lot of other YouTubers because he is very much promoting the channels. He's adding context and commentary, but saying, hey, here's who we're watching, here's who you got to follow, go give them a like, go support the channel, and things like that, which is really cool. So Tommy Temper always has something going on his channel, but I look forward to the next time I can hang out. Thank you again for the super chat. He's done that many times before, and I really do appreciate the extra support. Absolutely unnecessary, of course, but very much appreciated. Jose Fantasticville, good to see you here. I'm going to spin the wheel. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Katie's Kitchen is coming up in just under 4 minutes. Okay, we'll just come back. I accidentally hit a button. I was about to send Two Real Geeks a message in the chat and let them know that they've been added to the wheel. It's okay, we'll skip the break. So we'll get through as many channels as we can in the next half hour or so. I just take frequent breaks like that because I can hear my voice going. I talk so much, and for those of you who live stream, you know what it's like. Sometimes we end up yelling at the camera. I try not to do it, but I try to catch myself, and I certainly don't drink nearly enough, but I try. So just to give the voice a rest, but we're good for now. So Two Real Geeks is on the wheel. We're looking at Katie's Kitchen. Now this is another popular name for a channel. So when we look for this channel, we always search, find, and click on each other's names. But you might want to use your filters. You could do that on a computer or a phone. Let YouTube know you're looking for a channel so you can find it easier. Pardon me, your search results might be different than mine because a lot of that is based on geographics. And if you look at what happens when I look for Katie's Kitchen, there's other channels that come up. So when I use the filter and I say, hey, no, I'm looking for a channel, Katie's Kitchen comes up pretty quick. And if we match that avatar, then we see that this creator is a fairly new channel. I find that most channels rise up the search results and become #1, even with a popular name like this, by the time they hit about 800 subscribers. But it's a bit of a trade-off. If you have a popular name, it's easier to be found, but you have a lot of competition, let's just say, other channels that are similar. But if you have a very unique name, it can be harder to find. So you have to make the right decision for your channel. Everybody here's already named their channel anyway. And I find a lot of creators that try renaming end up going back to the original name 2 weeks later anyway. So really, my advice would be put a lot of consideration into the idea if you're thinking about changing your name once you've already got it there, because things may have improved in the last while, but it used to take up to 2 weeks for YouTube to really catch that in the system. So then when somebody changes the name of their channel, the search results even get worse for a little while and then improve. But Katie's Kitchen is fairly new, 29 subscribers. We know that the road to the first 100 is more challenging than ever. So as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, we see channels growing, hitting different milestones like the first 100 and far beyond all the time. Cali King 916, good to see you in the house from Sacramento. And Katie's Kitchen is a channel we're still getting to know. So we're just going to see they're talking about cooking and canning videos. They want to share their passion. We'll look forward to that. And hopefully new videos. They just put one out last week. What I might do, because I just want to get to know the channel and what she's going to do a little bit better, I'm going to take one of your older videos from 2 weeks ago and put this in my catch-up list. That will just give me another video to watch and a couple minutes of watch time for you, but also shorts videos on this channel. Look at the bacon in that shorts video. Interesting. And then when we get into popular videos, we see that they're getting into 1,400 and 1,500 views, which is very cool on shorts, especially already. So hopefully that keeps up as well. Let's spin the wheel. I'm going to try to move faster through channels. Hugo Homestead's been here from the very beginning. I'm not sure if they're still in the house, but they picked up a gifted membership today, and I think that one was from Kristen Welton. So I've got them up right now. They've been on the wheel for a while. Members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Hugo Homestead has 537 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 600 that they're thinking about. I'll give you one quick story. I wasn't going to talk, I was going to try to keep the stories to a minimum now, but just for fun, the race to the first 100. When I started on YouTube just over 6 years ago now, I started with a channel that was not mine. I started my own channel about a year later. But when I was working on this other channel, it took us 6 months to get the first 100 subscribers. The host behind that channel literally had to sit on the phone for like half an hour with a friend of 20 years to say, would you just click the subscribe button and give me my 100, please? And you can imagine the frustration. So we've come a long way, because that same creator 6 years later, actually 5 years later, because they started a new channel last year, one of their channels now is up to 56,000. These are channels that I run, of course. He started one more channel, and that one got 250 subscribers in 1 day from community posts. So you can imagine how far we've come to go from 6 months to get 100 to 250 in 1 day, which is great. Not everybody could do that, but it comes from a solid and strong foundation and all that history, but I thought you might find that entertaining. And there you go, Huga Homestead. Yes, when we look at Huga, you see it's pronounced as if it would be spelled H-O-O-G-A, and they let us know on their About page that it means cozy, peaceful home in Danish. So we're learning something before we even get into the content on this channel. Huga Homestead's been a friend of a very long time, but they actually started making frequent appearances here and have been with us almost every stream lately. When we look at this channel, we see in the shorts that these have gotten into 1,400 and 1,500 views, and then when we get into the videos, we see a lot of variety here. They've got a brand new video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list, and we see cooking videos here, a lot of outdoor videos, even grocery shopping on this channel. And a lot of our homesteading friends bring us a lot of variety. And I group a lot of channels in there, like traditional homesteading channels that are specifically laid out that way, as well as ranching, farming, gardening, and maybe camping, hiking, fishing, and other outdoor channels as well. Similarities in the generosity of the creators behind the channels cause that, of course. Pardon me, my voice literally is going now. We'll look at coffee walks and whatever. If anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. These are fellow Canadians. Forgive me, coffee walks and whatever. Why can't I remember where you are? Manitoba, southern Manitoba, Canada. Most of the Canadian cities that are very highly populated, not all, but most, are along the southern border of Canada with our United States friends. What I notice about the United States, I have been lucky enough to spend a lot of time down there in the Northeast, driving around, and I find that in the United States, cities seem to spider out. Every half hour, no matter which direction you're going, you're finding some kind of a significant sized city or town. Not saying I'm right. All our American friends know what I'm talking about. In Canada, it's a little bit different. Sometimes just to get a few cities over can take like 14 hours. You know, to go like from Toronto to Winnipeg. I think Jeff Lepard did it from Travel Fund 69. And he, I think, took 20 hours or something like, I forget how long it was to go to Winnipeg. And they're not that far on a map, but because we got to drive around all the lakes and everything else, you got to think about snow and other weather. Nancy B. the Scratcher, good to see you in the house. So Coffee Walks and whatever's here with working on 1,200 subscribers now, and they've got a Canada Day garden tour video for us, so I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. They just put that up today. Must have filmed it on Saturday, which was Canada Day. And then when I look at their shorts videos, I'm going to see as well that they've got into 2,100 and 2,300 views. So hopefully that continues. Actually, I've been to Florida a few times, Two Real Geeks. I've got some family that used to live down there, but I actually had to go for a drive once through almost like the entire United States. We went through like North Carolina and everything. It was a long thing. I used to DJ in different areas, usually in the Northeast, but a few extras. We went down to Florida and we had to go to Jacksonville. And then we had to go and pick up flyers. It's cheaper for us to drive to Tampa 4 hours farther than to have, I think it was 20 cases of flyers, like nightclub flyers that you put on cars and windows and stuff like that. So we went and picked them up because we're already in Jacksonville. I saw a lot of, I think they're called dubs, right? When you have the cars that are lifted, like what looks like 10 feet in the air. Lots of that in Tampa. That was a very vibrant city with a crazy nightlife. We were driving around there. Coffee Walks and whatever, forgive me. So they've also got shorts, like I said. This is OJ and Deb. I've been lucky to catch them on live streams as well a few times. It's been a little while. I guess it's 3 weeks already. Hopefully I'll catch you for another one soon. But they give us a chance to get to know them, stories to be told, and then, of course, a lot of homesteading and gardening type content in their videos. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them, and they're generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters as well. Yeah, it is Two Real Geeks. But when we're already there, it just made sense at the time. And then all the way back up to New York. When I worked in the States, I was always driving, no flights. The only time I've ever taken flights are when I was very, very, very young. Too young to remember. Went to Disney World apparently at least once. I think we went to SeaWorld. And I had family in Tampa and Daytona, actually, and we visited them. And my grandparents were really cool. They had like Christmas in July for us, and what they used to be snowbirds, we call it. And what that means is that they live in Canada. They're Canadian, but they live in Canada for the summer, and then they go to the United States in and around, I think, October for 6 months, and they live in Florida. And they used to bring back things like, I used to go crazy for Coffee Crisp cereal because we never had that. And they would bring it back, and I was like, oh my god, it's cereal made of chocolate chip cookies. And I thought it was the best thing. Now we have it. And as my son was growing up, I'd get him to eat way too much of that because I'd say, this is so cool. We used to not have this. And I thought that was awesome. But anyway, Rushing Wind Mountain is up on the screen right now. 538 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 600 that they're thinking about. Rushing Wind Mountain has been here from the beginning of the stream, so they know now what it's like to wait 2 hours and 20 minutes to get onto the screen, but I do appreciate everybody's patience, of course. Hopefully the wheel brings fun, if not frustration. And then let's look at their shorts videos for a quick second here, and I'll hit their About page in a moment. They've got into 3,000, 5,000, and even 6,000 views on their shorts. A bit of variety there, but a lot of wildlife, it looks like. And then a nature channel based on one of the mountains of the Pacific Northwest, pardon me, and then lots of wildlife here, like I said, and a little bit of comedy is going to come in some of the things that they find as well. You'll find that when you get there. So hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. Another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're here with us frequently, almost every day. That's Stumble Guy. Good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody's willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Look at all these channels that have been here from the beginning. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures, all that fluff and stuff. Come Hither with Heather, still on the wheel. And we've got Mike and Rihanna's Adventures, actually from Medicine Hat, Alberta. And fellow Canadians, obviously, but they must have hopefully enjoyed their Canada Day yesterday as well. 2,300 subscribers and halfway to 2,400 now on this channel. They bring us more family vlogging than anything else. So they could be indoors, they could be outdoors, could be cooking videos, could be stories to be told, could be taking us out for an adventure. They bring us shorts videos as well, and these have gotten into, many of them, over 2,300 views, one of them over 5,100, and they've got a breakout shorts video here of over 288,000 views. Live streams are frequent on the channel as well. They just did one today. I'm hoping I can catch them for one of these again soon. It's been a while. They did the fireworks that they said they were going to do. This looks really cool. Look at what you can expect. I'm so happy that they caught this and I can roll over it the way I am. But they caught fireworks and it looks like they got a really good shot. So we're able to see that. That's awesome. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. I just want to see that. I didn't film any Canada Day fireworks, but that's a cool video. I'm going to watch that afterwards. Then I'm going to show you a second channel that they've got. Rihanna's Weekly Extras. And these creators are very aggressively working on things like descriptions, titles, tags, hashtags, looking at the analytics, looking into the algorithm for ways they can improve. This is a complimentary channel, Rihanna's Weekly Extras, Rihanna Weekly Extras, and they've got some shorts videos here getting close to 1,000 views, and live streams. I actually caught them for one of these last month when they did a balloon launch. They actually cut a video of that, and they were filming on the other channel, and then they did a Canada Day. Oh, so I see they did a double stream. So they did a Canada Day one here with the fireworks as well. Looks like a different angle there. And then the catch-up with Rihanna. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list because I know eventually they're going to be working on watch hours here. 65 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards that first 100. And we know that these creators are also willing to swap playlists. So if anybody would like to do that with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Two Real Geeks from Florida is coming up right now. They bring us a lot of theme park content. I've been lucky to catch them for lots of videos and live streams a few times, actually, where they take us out to theme parks. a bit more variety on the channel as well. But we look through their videos. They got a brand new one. I'm going to take this, put it in my catch-up list. And they're well over 3,000 subscribers as well. So I say of channels over 3,000 that there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have already been through in their YouTube journey, especially to get to a level of 3,000 and beyond. And then, wow. Come hither with Heather. I've been looking forward the whole stream to talking about your channel and our collaboration. It's got to come up eventually. Two Real Geeks is over 3,300 subscribers, halfway to 3,400. Let's look at their shorts videos. We see that these have gotten into 1,400, 1,700, and even 2,300 views, and then live streams are something that is occasional on the channel. But like I said, I've been able to catch them. It's been a long while, but hopefully I'll catch them for another one soon. And they're always engaging in conversation here in the chat, for which I'm grateful. They have a lot of tips and tricks they're willing to share, and I appreciate the engagement myself as well. New one is a POV on the motorcycle, so that's the one I'm probably about to watch. There we go, right there. Very cool. All that fluff and stuff from Australia is coming up. We'll see what they've got going on their channel. They're usually on the water. They're in the wet Sundays where it's always summertime. They bring us mud crabbing, reef fishing, snorkeling, and a lot of produced content lately actually in their videos. I'm going to take the latest one, Tropical Garden Tour in wintertime. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. So I can catch up a little bit, but they've been producing a lot of content lately. But like I said, a lot of this is taking us out on the water, often on a boat. Cooking videos actually made their way into this channel as well, and one of the tips that they gave us a long time ago is to use our shorts videos to promote our long form content. I actually took inspiration from an idea that they had, and talking about that idea, like putting shorts videos out to promote the long form content, and have been experimenting with that myself, and it served me fairly well. They're getting into 8,000, 9,000, and even 14,000 views on their shorts, which is great. And then live streams seem to still be frequent. So just a few days ago, just a few weeks ago, and typically once a week. Sometimes they're cooking, sometimes they're on the water. And hopefully everybody will enjoy connecting with them. Another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and another channel over 3,000. You know what I say about these creators. There's much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by. So Dorinda Fulton was added to the wheel. They're coming up right away. Look at that luck. We've got creators who've been waiting 2.5 hours, but we just never know. And that's why I say hopefully the wheel brings fun, if not frustration, while we're here. And Dorinda Fulton has 331 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards the 400 they're thinking about. If anybody hasn't already given a thumbs up, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done. You don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. When we look at Dorinda Fulton, this is a channel we're still getting to know. Obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They've been able to make their way in, I believe, to every live stream lately. Let's look at the shorts, because they've got those front and center on the channel. These have gotten into 1,600 and 1,700 views. They got a couple of live streams. We'll see if they're going to bring out some more of these, and videos. We'll see if they're going to have something new shortly, but I'm going to take an older video and put this into my catch-up list just because I'm still getting to know the channel. I just need something to watch. I usually don't take a break this late in the stream. It won't be 3 minutes. I'll be as fast as I can, but I just got to go check something, and I will be almost right back. Alright, pardon me for that. You're going to have to listen to me huff and puff now because I just ran up and down the stairs. But we're looking at Dorinda Fulton. It's time to spin the wheel. And last call for swapping playlists. If anybody would like to do that with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Pardon me. I really need to get some exercise. Northside Hawk is coming up right now. And Come Hither with Heather. I can't believe that they've been here the whole stream and have literally come down to save the best for last when I've got something important to say about the channel. Northside Hawk is up right now with 833 subscribers. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. They got some shorts. We'll look at these right now and see how these are performing. Put a lot of focus on shorts lately. And these have gotten into well over 5,000 views. Lots of them, even up to 5,500, which is great. Those look like air show videos, which is really cool. Live streams. A lot of StreamYard panels, which is cool. A lot of creators are using this new system to simulcast, right? Where StreamYard gives you the ability to put the stream out to everybody's channel who's on the panel if you want to do that. Helps with watch hours for everyone, of course. And then videos. So we'll look forward to another one coming out soon, hopefully. In the meantime, I'm going to go and take an older video. Let me just look through your popular videos for a second. And I'm going to take this one here. And I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. That'll just give me another piece of content to watch. Over time, hopefully the stories get better as I get to know channels a little bit better. Drone operations in Australia here. Why did all our Australian friends become the last three channels that we're looking at? And next up is Come Hither with Heather. So when I say I've got something interesting to talk about with this channel or important, there is a live stream that's going to come up. I'm going to put the notifications on for these right now because we just solidified this. This coming Saturday, I'm going to join Canadian Family Life with Come Hither with Heather on their channel because they're expecting to come and take a trip to Canada within the next month. And we're going to talk about Canada and what they can expect when they get here, which is really cool. So I'll appreciate the thought. I've been on Come Hither with Heather's channel before. She's another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. On the channel, typically what you usually see is paranormal investigations, explorations of abandoned locations, with a little bit more variety mixed in. And let's look at the shorts for a second because these are something I put a lot of focus on. These have gotten into 1,900 and 2,100 views, which is great to see. Live streams, obviously, are frequent. And like I said, she's got the next two ready to go. She's got one coming up in a couple of days. And then, like I said, I'm going to join Canadian Family Life, Tiffany, on Come Hither with Heather's channel for a discussion about Canada, what they can expect, and we will definitely be meeting up with them at least once when they're here. They're going to spend, I think, a week around the Toronto and Niagara Falls area. As well, I'm just going to show you another channel here. Come Hither with Heather and Werner's Adventures happen to be partners. They bring similar content. So Werner's Adventures will bring us more abandoned location explorations. And these creators together and individually are generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters here, for which I'm grateful. Werner's Adventures now over 3,000, which is great. So thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. If you haven't already, I hope you'll give us a thumbs up on the way out. And I haven't set up the next streams yet, but we expect to get back to a little bit more of a almost regular schedule. We're going to make some earlier streams so our friends from the UK can make it in as well. We always mix these things up. We expect to be here on Wednesday. And for those of you who already follow my personal channel, I haven't set the time yet, but I expect to do another trivia stream tomorrow. It'll be another test run, but I'm going to host it, so we'll see how that works out. But thank you, everybody, for being here. And I really do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. Thanks to our moderators. I think Michael's Adventures, Scratch and PPA, and the Stock Explorer are still here. Hopefully I'm not leaving anybody out. But thanks, everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye, everyone.